So, you want to become a space pirate and set sail with the Crimson Fleet, huh? I'll admit there's some pretty sweet perks to this lifestyle, but some people get in way over their head and lack the nuance necessary to become a truly great pirate. It's not all about murdering and pillaging. Well, it's a lot of that, but it's also about finesse and flair. Here's what you need to know to not only survive, but thrive in the Crimson Fleet and take full advantage of the Buccaneer way of life.
Get back out there and make us some money.
Of course, the first step to joining the Crimson Fleet is knowing how to join. It isn't as simple as flying your ship up to the quay and knocking on our door. That's a real quick way to die. No, the answer is rather obvious, actually. Commit a crime in United Colonies space. That way, we know you're cool. And I don't know if you know this, but it's something you're going to have to do a lot of when you join the fleet. Like, just an astronomical number of crimes. Whatever number of crimes you're thinking of in your head, I promise you, it's a lot more than that. Once you commit the crime, however, you're going to need to do something else. Get arrested. Now, we usually avoid this second part here, but everyone needs to spend some time in the slammer to get acquainted with what could happen if they do their job poorly. But above that, Delgado, our illustrious leader, would like for wannabe pirates to get in with UC SysDef. Our intel has revealed they're looking to recruit criminals to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet in return for a full pardon. What they don't realize is that they're playing into our hands, because UC SysDef Mall inside the Crimson Fleet is also a Crimson Fleet Mall inside UC SysDef. Once you get to the quay and meet Delgado, he's going to want you to join his hunt for what could potentially be the biggest score in the fleet's history. Even more important than knowing how to join the Crimson Fleet is knowing what to do when you join. Once you've fully committed to a life of piracy and made your treachery clear to UC SysDef, I suggest getting to know your fellow pirates by exploring the quay and talking to them. You might even find one or two that want to join your crew, and unlike a lot of the companions you might pick up along the way, the ones you find at the quay will let you act as you wish without getting upset. Our mission board also has a list of places to go and things to steal to get you on your way if you ever feel directionless. When you set sail into the grand cosmos flying the Crimson Fleet flag, the most obvious perk becomes apparent very quickly. We won't try to kill you. As long as you don't ruffle the feathers of other pirates when you fly near them or travel to an outpost they've captured, you are free to explore at your leisure. Sometimes you'll also find yourself needing another pirate to do you a favor. If you help Delgado find this big score, you might be able to pull rank on other pirates to get what you need. Committing piracy is as easy as hailing another ship over comms and demanding their cargo. If the other ship scans you and discovers that you could easily overpower them, they'll do as you ask. However, if they think they can take you in a dogfight, they'll push you to do so, and no pirate worth their ship turns down a challenge. Dogfights can be tough, but there's a couple of easy tips to keep in mind that can make it a little less difficult. You're going to want to get behind the enemy, not only as to avoid their weapons, but to deal some damage of your own. So jet as fast as you can towards them, and once you're approaching their ship, duck under, cut your engines, and turn on a dime so you can slide behind them. Of course, this doesn't help with any other ships you happen to be caught up in a dogfight with too. If you find yourself in that situation, get a lay of the land, or space I should say, and attack whichever ship is most separated from the others first. Once that one is disabled, rinse and repeat until your foes are vanquished. Vanquishing another ship can mean one of two things. Either you destroy it and you snatch up whatever loot survived the destruction, or you dock and board the ship, eliminate its occupants, and take not only significantly more loot, but the ship itself. Remember, a true pirate steals their ships instead of buying them. It's a mark of pride, and also will save you some precious credits. The registration fee for a new ship is substantially cheaper. In order to pull this off, you're going to need to do a little self-improvement. Firstly, you'll want to learn how to target control systems. That way you can be more precise with your attacks, and focus on simply disabling an enemy ship's engines rather than destroying it. Although, you could potentially do the latter before its engines yield. The more you improve this ability, the faster you'll be able to lock onto enemy ships. You'll also want to improve your piloting skills. Not every ship in the galaxy is as easy to pick up as yours, and in order to fly B or C class ships, it'll take some time. But if you invest in your piloting, you'll eventually get there. While every great pirate has many talents, with almost every skill benefiting this lifestyle in some way, there are a few that are essential to improve. Security and being able to pick more advanced locks gives you the opportunity to nab better loot. That goes hand in hand with theft and scavenging, but also persuasion. Sometimes the best way to steal something is to convince your target into giving you what you want. That way, not only do you avoid risking your own life, but you save some ammunition as well. Trust me, you will have plenty of chances to satisfy your bloodlust as a pirate. Not every interaction needs to end in a mess. Once you've got your loot and sold it off, some of the best ways to spend those credits are by improving your own fleet of ships. Not every ship is going to be viable for every situation. Sometimes you'll need one with more firepower and better maneuverability at the cost of cargo space, and other times you'll want something that can haul a lot of stuff but won't always be the best option in a scrap. As such, it's good to have at least 3 ships, one that can fight, one that can haul, and one that can do a little bit of both. No matter what, make sure to equip all your vessels with a shielded cargo hold and a scan jammer. We don't want an authority catching you with contraband now, do we? Another good way to hide contraband is at an outpost, which can also be used for harvesting minerals. Improving your arsenal and gear takes resources, and an outpost, no matter how modest, can provide you enormous benefit. My advice is to find a planet close to the core systems that is habitable, has low gravity to make it easier to get around, and has a bountiful supply of key minerals such as aluminum, nickel, or lead. If you can find an area that has multiple veins of these important materials, set up your outpost there so you can have several harvesters in one place. Then set up some storage to store any overflow that is produced, as well as your stash of contraband or any other loot, if need be. You're unlikely to find, however, a planet that offers every resource that you need or desire. While you can set up multiple outposts, it's always best to keep a cutter on you in order to harvest minerals as you go on your swashbuckling adventures. Now that those fundamentals are taken care of, you're in the best position to take the galaxy by storm. Here is some intel we've learned that could lead to some incredible loot. We've discovered some spacer chatter about a potentially lucrative outpost on Denebola 1b. You might discover some resistance from these Crimson Fleet wannabes, but nothing you can't handle if you pass Delgado's initiation. There's a Deimos armored transport in the Alpha Centauri system orbiting Bondar. Some of our crew might already be there, so you shouldn't run into any trouble. But from what we understand, solar flares have caused the ship's systems to be in flux, so getting around might prove a slight challenge. There's a distress call in the Altair system from a private Mahoney. Our records indicate that Mahoney is with the Freestar Collective. Throwing the other factions a bone every now and then is good for business, and they always provide some of the best rewards. We also have learned that you've made acquaintances with the Space Explorer Group Constellation. While they may be a relic of the past, there might be some rare opportunities you uncover by collaborating with them and exploring their headquarters, especially as they're funded by Walter Stroud, one of the wealthiest people in all the star systems. He might not be a bad friend to have, or to steal from. Well, Rook, all that should get you well on your way to becoming a legendary space pirate, maybe even one that could rival Delgado himself. Although don't let him catch you saying that, unless you want to catch a bullet.